The stories of the planned removal of the INEC chairman, the stories on the theft of the PVCs. Yesterday we heard the INEC chairman when he was speaking about some INEC officials who are involved in multiple registration. Some of them, he says, they will be dealt with. But in the midst of all of this, what are the thoughts? What is the said have arrested a man in possession of over 100 permanent voter cards? The Commissioner of Police in Sokoto State, Mohammed Osaino Gome, disclosed this today while briefing journalists at the command headquarters in Sokoto. Although the police authorities are yet to trace the actual owners of the PVCs, Gome said it is believed that the owners of the PVCs are not residents of Sabon Brenin alone, where the suspect was arrested. Now, if you remember, I'm being joined tonight by a chieftain of the Labour Party, an actor and a lawyer, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo. Thank you so much indeed for coming tonight.
Thank you very much, and thank you, viewers at home, for joining us.
Let's begin the conversation on the development. You saw the report on the arrest of one person that has well over 100 PVCs in Sokoto, and the investigations are going on where he got it and the details around what he made with it, and of course the conversations that came up yesterday on what INEC discovered about some bad eggs in the commission who were engaged in multiple registration. Let me get your view on that development.
Oh, well, it's a very sad development, but it's something that is expected from a government that has been known to have thieves in all the sectors of the economy, whether it's oil, whether in economy. You should expect that they should plant also their own thieves inside the INEC, because INEC is going to move down by the Electoral Act 2022. It might be very difficult for anybody to perpetrate anything without an insider. And you recall that after the Osun State election, there was only one person that said that the Electoral Act 2022 was going to destroy our democracy. And the person is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He made it clear. And of course, with profound respect, sir, Electoral Act 2022 will not destroy our democracy. It will destroy the insatiable appetite of politicians, probably like you, to manipulate our election. You know, after the Osun State election, Adeleke said that the difference between Electoral Act 2010 and Electoral Act 2022 is in his losing or winning election. You know that in 2010 Electoral Act, the overvoting is calculated not based on accredited voters, but based on a manual register. And can you imagine the absurdity of it? That you could bring a result that is actually more than the people that presented themselves to vote, and you have nothing in law to defend yourself. But in 2022, you saw that those things were taken care of. So the Beavers has provided a shield whereby, based on the accredited voters, that is what overvoting is based on. So the politicians now know that it is difficult to maneuver these things, and they are now planting their own people inside INEC so that they can operate from.
Are you worried about that scenario?
Very worried.
But because INEC says that they are going to deal decisively with these people who have been caught in this act.
You know, INEC, with profound respect, can only express their wish, but their wish cannot be their command. When they are not in charge of the instruments of coercion, in other words, the instrument of enforcement of laws, they are not in charge of the judiciary. So they can only express their wish, but it's only eternal vigilance of Nigerians that will stop all these shenanigans of failed politicians who know that they have failed come 2023, but who are trying by all means to manipulate the process. 2023 is not going to be an election like any other. And that is why every Nigerian should be eternally vigilant. The INEC can only express. What bites do they have? They don't have any power over the police. They don't have any power over the judiciary. So I sympathize.
But do you trust that INEC would deliver on the promise of a free and fair election?
Professor Mahmood is the only INEC chairman that has the fortunacy to be appointed for the second time from my adult age, meaning that there is reasonable confidence in him that he has an intention to deliver. But the intention can only materialize if he is given the adequate support from the state. So if you say intention, fine. If you say wish, fine. If wishes were horses, beggars will ride. So Nigerians should not rely on the promises, wishes, or aspirations of INEC. They must move ahead to supervise vigilantly whatever is going to happen to make sure that the 2023 election is delivered.
You seem to be very quick in pointing an accusing finger at the ruling party APC about some of what have been discovered. Are you saying that there are no bad eggs within your party? They are thinking of maneuvering the process? Because there are politicians. Politicians are not only in the APC or PDP. Your party, you are a politician.
Yes.
Are you saying that there are no, it's in only your party that you have saints?
All right. The monkey said he's carrying his child at the back and cannot vouch whether he will pick apple from his back. What I'm saying is, don't give any politician benefit of doubt, whether the person's name is Kenneth Okonkwo or another person. You're not going to vote for a pope. You're going to vote for a president. What I'm saying is INEC should not give any politician any benefit of doubt. Go in there, do what you're supposed to do, and whenever any politician wants to do anything that is untoward, take him out.
How do you do this without the law? I mean, there are those who have agitated for the Electoral Offences Commission. In that sense, a law that permits a body that will be able to prosecute electoral offenders adequately.
You know, the problem we have in Nigeria is when a committee is not performing well. The first thing that comes to mind is to set another committee to check what that committee is not doing. We had ICPC, and we said they are not performing well. We formed EFCC. I want to let you know, if you like, set 100 commissions. If the attitudinal change and revolution does not come in, if the issue of integrity does not come in, the same virus that is in one will quickly go into another. And that is not saying that we do not need an electoral offences commission or tribunal, but it is saying that it is not going to succeed if the same attitude to what we are doing now will enter into it. There is no law that we do not have that can take care of our problems in Nigeria. But the issue is the issue of integrity, character, and attitude. So whatever we are going to do, and I say, like I said, with all due respect, we may need it, but we will be duplicating incompetence and incapability if our attitudes do not change.
A lot of people have critically analyzed the electoral law and says, look, it has really provided for us a system that can give us a good election if people abide by it.
Yes.
And I see that a lot of Nigerians are also very vigilant. They're following the process. Kenle Momodu said, right on the chair you're sitting, he said, in the history of Nigeria's politics and election,
yes,
whenever you see two strong or more than one strong southern contestants in the race on the ballot for a presidential election, they always lose to a northern strong candidate.
Yes.
And so it's making inference in the sense that you have a Bola Tinubu from the southwest, a Peter Obi from the southeast. And even in football, in sports, history play a major role. Not to talk of politics, that is science, that is psychological, that it has that historical, I mean, it's always drawn into it. Do you fear that history might play by itself what we've seen in the Second Republic, in the First Republic?
You know, the problem of some analysts is that they do not contextualize issues. They do not appreciate that they need to distinguish certain circumstances that made their prognosis or predictions irrelevant. Now, the mood of the nation is that there is sitting in the seat of power a fulfilled day, speaking, northern Fulani Muslim, And the Northerner he's referring to is another Fulfude-speaking Northern Fulani Muslim. It has not happened in Nigeria that for 16 years unbroken, that you have people of the same ethnicity, linguistic background, and the same religion, and the same section of the country to come and rule the country for the same time. You know, when PDP say APC, they are doing Muslim ticket, I laugh. I laugh at their, ignorance. Because they are the ones that are doing the worst Muslim ticket. Because they want to proceed from a Muslim ticket, and not just a Muslim ticket, identical ethnic linguistic background, to another Muslim ticket from the same ethnicity, from the same linguistic background, and from the same section of the country. And the mood of the nation does not warrant that. So what he is saying was, when, for instance, in 1979, you had UPN, MPP, and you had the North. And the sentiment of power shift and rotation was not there. So I do not know where he got his statistics, but the truth is that he got it all wrong. PDP's ticket has offended Section 14, subsection 3, Section 15, Section 16, Section 17, that enumerated the political, economic, and social objectives of Nigeria by picking that ticket, but particularly Section 14.3, that said that our diversity should be recognized in the composition and the conduct of affairs of any government. So you must proactively ensure that there is no preponderance and domination of people from one ethnic, one section of the people against the others.
But the agenda of the political parties are different. And those who are also bringing the factor of the fact that you need to have been able to play at the center your politics in such a way that you can be able to garner or bring home the votes across the board. And those who have criticized or described the Peter Obi, your candidate, as more of a sectional politician, how do you respond to such?
Now, let's talk about sectional politics. As I have said, Atiku went to the north and said Northerners should vote only somebody from the north, not Yoruba, not Igbo. What can be more ethnic than that? Tinubu went to Ogun State and said it is the turn of the Yorubas. And when it comes down to the Yoruba, it is my turn. That is the meaning of Emiloko. What can be more sectional than that? Peter Obi went to the Igbo people, and at the risk of losing their vote, he told them, do not vote for me because I'm Igbo. Vote for me because I'm a man of competence, character, and capacity.
Does Peter Obi have the competence to run the affairs of this government?
Nigerians do not, it is not the turn of anybody in 2023, it is the turn of Nigerians. Peter Obi has displayed an uncanny character.
In reality,
capacity.
In reality, can your candidate win the election?
No, he has already won.
How?
Check the analysis like I've always told you. Take it by polls.